Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to get started on the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Shadowmoon from Kamen Rider Black Sun, the reboot of Kamen Rider Black. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's get started. Just to add a little bit of color, because of all that silver light reflecting, I'm going to add a little green in the background. Add a little light back here. So you can have a little, there we go, yeah. So yeah, there's that, right? So, I loved Black Sun. It was an amazing to watch. It was actually tough to watch it sometimes because it was very relatable. So if you haven't on Amazon, please make sure you go out and watch Kamen Rider Black Sun. This is not endorsed by them, but I'm recommending that you go and watch it for real. But yes, Shadowmoon is honestly a very good interpretation of Shadowmoon. And if I were to compare it to anything, like let's say you've watched Gundam or anime, it's sort of like a 3/4 Tres Kushranada, 1/4 Chaw, and just mix that in, because it's like he does have some valid points, and then at some point he's like, oh, well, here we go. But yeah, just like with Black Sun, he is basically his brother, and basically the nighttime. Instead of Black Sun, he is the Shadow Moon. Obviously parallels. So he has the silver armor, the green lighting, the green. We see our black and green driver. We have our green highlights through our silver, and that's why I chose green as the background color. But as you can see, the silver lighting is like really tough to capture perfectly on video. But trust me when I say this is a really good finish that they chose. It's actually way more silver than I thought. I thought it would have like a black wash to it, like the real live action suit. But they actually made it really shiny, which I'm here for. I enjoy it. So look wise, I think we have something really spectacular here. And I like that you can add the pegs to the back to add the grasshopper stance of the legs. It's really, really beautiful, for real. So yeah, our driver has no wiggle room, and I like that because it needs to be secure in these guys because they actually have a lot of nice moving parts. Now, articulation wise, even with our gigantic swords here, we can still look up, look down. We can still tilt side to side despite our collar. We can turn our head left and right completely. These are soft and bendy, so it's one of those things where you have the room to be able, like let's say it falls, there's a small chance it'll survive unless it falls directly on it, which is a plus with Kamen Rider toys. So as you can see here, this is where we get blocked because of our movement here, but we actually can lift by popping the shoulders out. You'll see that pop out method, and you'll be able to lift. So make sure you lift and then lift our arm up, so that way you'll have the room to do so. So you can hit a T-pose. I got a little lazy here, so let me try to fix that. One thing I'm going to show you is, as you can see, we can do it over here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to gently pop this out so I can show you. We popped out our back piece. We popped out here. And you're going to see here, see? Voila. We can actually hit a T-pose. The same can be done over here, but our armor is going to get in the way. So if you ever want to fix that, just remember that when you have on the armor parts, you won't get that full extension. But technically, armored hindered with it on, off, when we swap out plates, you'll see you actually have way better articulation. With that being said, we do have a bicep swivel, a beautiful, beautiful double joint to allow for maximum articulation. We have a rotating joint here to simulate somewhat of a butterfly joint, which gives you room to groove, basically. We do have a little bit of gauntlet swivel as well. I like that they took that from Mythic Legions. Like I said, they gave it a lot of room for movement. Let's hook this guy back up with a little bit of movement, right? Like I said, he looks very, very good. Very good. I don't know why. Carlos is super funny. My wife got me watching TikToks, man, but I'm going to pop that back on. Now, as far as our upper torso goes, we have movement. Ooh, look how beautiful that movement is, tilting to the side. Same with this movement on the other end. We have a beautiful forward ab crunch. Reverse, pretty decent, but not the same. We have a lower torso movement, which you can go left and right. Tuck in just a little bit more. We have our drop down leg method, which is fantastic for stuff like this, especially for this type of design, which allows you to get higher than 90 degrees, just right out the gate. We have double joint movement, but please be careful, because unlike Black Sun, he actually has his remnant Shadowmoon parts, those extra hooks here. So even with that, beautifully said, they actually gave him a rotating thigh armor that will allow you to actually get forward with the crunch. So that means when you want to do your rider kick, you still can. You can go up and down on your pegs. You can go outward or inward, I'm sorry, but not as far outward, but you can go really nicely inward. And then you have toe pivot as well. Now, I'm going to be honest when I say this is probably one of those toys that I didn't think was going to come out good. I was worried about it losing articulation or something because it would translate or over armor it. I was wrong. I was clearly wrong, and I'm super duper happy about it because this came out beautiful. Like right out the gate, look how I'm able to just pose him up, get him in a nice battle stance. And it doesn't look like much, but it is very, very beautiful to have a figure that, despite all its armor parts and a lot going on for it, it still can move with the best of them. And I want more figures like this. I love stuff like this. It's always A1 for me. With that being said, though, I do want to jump into his accessories and talk about the chest swapping gimmick, right? So I want to get to that. I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, now we're going to jump into what we talk about the accessories. So, as you saw before, on our backside, we have the swords that are attached to the chest plate area here. Let me back up just a little bit, right? I took one piece off, and that's when we were adjusting to put the flaps in. Now, accessory-wise, here's what's awesome. If you don't want these on, you can actually just swap out the plates, which I'm going to do right now. And I think this is an excellent feature for when you want to put the swords to good use. We have our bare naked chest. You get 2 plates, or you can alternate and have 1 and 1. But if you wanted to just have the bare plates, look at that. Now you have the bare version of it, and it looks absolutely fantastic just as well. It even shows this nice little etching design about where they actually used to stand on the chest, and it looks really, really good. This is dope. I really, really like this kind of feature. Again, if you haven't, please go watch Kamen Black Sun. Really, really good. Highly recommend. Right? Now, when you do that, you're left with your swords. So, you do get a sword. So here we are with our sword that you get from chest plates. This is an alternative piece to pop out and be handled with the sword because you see the bone parts there. You actually pop this out and you'll have an actual sword holding piece to alternate with. Oop, I did it wrong. And this is for when you want it handled. We actually have our sword in motion, looking really, really solid. Just like with Kamen Rider Black. That is my cat rummaging. He's blind, don't mind him. He likes to lay in plastic bags. I'll put a picture as proof. Trust me, it's super funny. Then we have a set of our open action hands. Hi, Ichigo. Right, so we have a set of open action hands, or should I say posing / henshin hands. You will get a set of item holding hands for our sword. You get your open claw hands. Very, very important, especially when you want to hack and slash, which is very brutal in this, very much in the show. And then you have the closed fist when you want to punch the living crap out of your opponents. Again, very brutal in this show. So that is our accessories that we do get for Shadowmoon. Trust me, it's really, really good. Go watch Black Sun. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to take the time to jump into the size comparisons so we can have some fun with that. And don't forget, I'm going to snap that picture for you guys. I'm going to put it at the very end of the video with Ichigo laying on my plastic bag, my Ziploc bag actually, full of pillow fluff. We'll talk about that. Alright, now we're going to jump into the size comparisons. Alright, first things first, I want to compare to the Shinkocho Seiho Shadowmoon, so you can see what you're getting into as we have classic Shadowmoon basically, and then we have our reboot Shadowmoon. And it's crazy because reboot Shadowmoon, although thinner, is a little bit bigger. And then you can compare him up to Black Sun, our reboot main character, or duotagonist. Yes, duotagonist is the word. So yeah, here we have these guys. Even Shadowmoon's face is a little bit thinner, but when I think about the swords, right? Even Shadowmoon's chest plate is much bigger, like his protruding out piece, so much bigger than his. So there you have it with these guys, looking really, really cool, and I can't wait to get really brutal with the photos. I gotta find all my blood effects from all the blood effects I have. Hopefully I can get crazy with it, right? Right? Then, if I want to get crazy, right, I want to compare him to Alpha. because I want to have Shadowmoon fight Sigma. Uh, so I chose Alpha right now until I find my Sigma. I got to go into storage and get it. So I have my blind Alpha right there. And if you want to compare it to taller SHF from the new generations, here is Saber Primitive Dragon, right? So it looks really, really good here. And then I don't know why my light is overpowering to the point where it's showing yellow, but yeah, it's on auto. This is my fault. Still got to make adjustments with this lens thing, but I feel like it's working out for the most part, as I don't have to worry about focus, right? Next up, I'm going to do some Kaiju from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I gotta say, I like this because you want that big intimidating factor in this. But let's say you were going for the more Kaijin element, right? Juggish Juggler really works as a villain in the story. He definitely looks similar in terms of design. He's a little bit on the shorter side, but still works. And as I remove these guys, next up we can do... Ooh, who do I have? Oh, if you want to do try human characters, here is a G.I. Joe classified Storm Shadow. So you can see how he stacks up. A little bit bigger. Then you have the human Sentai characters, or should I say Power Rangers, from Lightning Collection. Who's next? Oh, can't go wrong with comparing some Mythic Legions, so you can see how much the bigger stuff is. So here we are with my Mythic Legions Kit Bash, right? And then we have a Mezco Blade. Now, with all the crazy stuff that we're getting out, man, I'm really glad that even though stuff is bigger or small than each other, for the most part, it's all cool and crazy in your fantasy crossover worlds. And that's the kind of stuff that I've really been enjoying lately. Kind of just having fun and being able to take things that I've enjoyed from my childhood and putting it on the shelf or putting it on the table, photographing it, playing with it. And it gives me good memories. And I think that's the point of all of this. And I hope that you are getting that from this as well. And if you're not, then, I mean, more power to you. Do what you need to do for you. But before I go, I do want to add that if you have Shunkocho Seiho Shadowmoon, the Satan Saber does work for our new Shadowmoon. There's the hand, it fits right on it with little to no issue. With that being said, I left you with that tidbit. I hope you had a spectacular time watching this. I hope you watch Kamen Rider Black Sun, and if you do, hit me up on my various socials. Tell me what you thought of it. Yes, and last but not least, please, make sure that you share this video with people that you enjoy it with. You don't gotta like it, but if you do, please share it with others. And I'm only asking this because we are ever closer to getting to 100K, and I've been doing it with videos that I've been, for the most part, particularly very proud of lately. And I enjoy that, and that makes me happy. And when I am happy, I put out more content. So hopefully if that makes you happy, that I'm happy, please share it with others. So as always, please be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.